wonderful week. And even if you're not, that's okay too. Hopefully I can bring you some peace and some good feelings and maybe help you feel a little bit more loved than usual today. This episode will probably be shorter than usual because I'm somewhere very, very special. And I've got some special things to get to because little bunny, your daddy is on vacation. I can't tell you where this vacation is, but I can tell you why I'm here, why I picked this city specifically for a holiday. And I think you're going to like it a lot because it has to do with you. But as always, we're going to start with a quote and we'll end with a poem that I write just for you. So your quote today comes from a book and subsequent Disney franchise, originally by the author A. Milne. It goes like this. "What should happen if you forget about me?" asked Pooh. "Silly old bear, I won't ever forget about you," said Christopher Robin. Can you guess who's who in this quote, little bunny? I know that you've accrued a little bit of trust issues in your years thus far of life, and how a part of you keeps trying to tell you that I will disappear from your life, or that you'll be long forgotten by me as however my life continues on. Well, guess what, little silly old bunny? I won't ever forget you. Just like the quote, just like Pooh and Christopher Robin, I will always be here for you. And this quote makes me think, it's only just now, I guess today, as I prepared for this podcast, that I'm seeing the similarities between the 100-acre wood from Winnie the Pooh and Lindy's garden. Except that Lindy's garden has a spicy component, but there's some similarities. Have you ever played Kingdom Hearts, little bunny? You know how the best part of the game is when you're out in the world fighting evil, when you find a little page from a book somewhere hidden, a page that's been ripped out, and you find it and you come back to, I think it's Merlin's tower, and there's the book that's missing the pages, and you put the pages back in and you can dive into the world of Winnie the Pooh, and there's no evil there, there's no monsters, there's no heartless floating around trying to ruin things. You just get to relax and be in a little paradise that's filled with loving animals. People, animals, whatever it is. But that's kind of what I'm creating here, little bunny. It's a safe space. Not ignoring the rest of the world, but making somewhere that's better than the rest of the world. Maybe you've stumbled upon the 100-acre wood, little bunny, of our era, Lindy's garden. And who knows how it will grow in the future. I'm very, very ambitious, as you know, little bunny. If you want to hear me ramble about how the garden might grow and where I might take it in the future, you can listen to podcast episode 10 called Improv and the Origin Story of the Garden, or Improv and the Garden Origin Story. If I remember correctly, it's a super long episode and very rambly, but it might get you excited if you're really excited that you're here early and you can't wait to see where things go. But anyway, back to this vacation that I'm on, little bunny. Maybe you're a little mad at me for spending my vacation making a podcast, making a locked audio. But I know that secretly you're glad that I'm here, just like any other week. But you're mad at the same time, I know. But why am I doing a podcast on vacation? Why am I doing a locked audio on vacation? I was even filming for TikToks on the way back here to record. Well, there's something deep, deep inside me, little bunny, that drives my life, or at least now. At least I've discovered it now, and it's going to last forever. And it's me wanting and needing to be here for you. Always be here for you. I want you to always be able to count on me. And okay, perhaps in the future I'll have to take a week or two off here and there. But for this vacation, I really wanted to push myself to see if I really can do it. To see if here in this special place where I'm visiting, if I can really be just as much your daddy as when I am back home, recording in the ideal circumstances and having plenty of time to set aside for you. And so, again, what special place, Daddy? What is this special place you keep talking about? Well, as you likely know from my accent and perhaps from things I've said in the past, you know that I live in the United States of America. And the United States of America is a very expensive country to live in. But it's also a place where you can make a lot of money. And perhaps you also know that I left a high-paying job to build something of my own, to not float along as a cog in someone else's machine, but to be my own boss, to have no boss, to create a life that is truly me, about me, for me, and by extension, for the ones that I love. I do a few different things right now, but the one that has really taken off and has proven to be the most special to me is this garden where you are my little bunny. You are the answer to the question that everyone who quits a good job asks themselves. Was it worth it? You can't escape that question. And the answer that you have given me, little bunny, is, oh my God, yes, this is worth it. Yes, my life is now a life worth living. I mean, truly a life worth living. And yes, I want to do this forever. I wish so badly I could tell you about the job that I left, little bunny. You would both be laughing and crying to hear about how by creativity and my loving heart, the two things that I love most about myself, oh my God, they were being squandered on work that was so utterly insignificant and unexpressive. But that decision ultimately led me here to this city and ultimately led me to me talking to you right now, to doing everything that I'm doing. Where am I right now? Why is this such a special place? And guess what? It has to do with you. Well, a very important checkpoint is coming. It's not here yet, but it's all but guaranteed to happen. And that special checkpoint is when your love alone is enough to pay for everything that I need in life. Not in America yet. That's the catch. Remember that America is very expensive. And I think I will get there. I'm pretty confident in that. But what is much more in sight is living in this city where I am right now. It's beautiful. It's high tech. It's filled with interesting people. And perhaps most practically, it's far, far cheaper than America. So what it means, little bunny, is on my road of snowballing from zero into an empire bigger than whatever I had before. This is one of the very from this episode. Maybe I'll stay in America. Maybe I'll travel the world as a nomad. But the most important thing, little bunny, is I will be able to survive on nothing but the love that you and your other little bunnies give to me. So the purpose of this vacation, little bunny, the reason I'm here is to see whether I can see myself growing the garden from here. I can't tell you where, but I'm abroad and I'm here for you, just for you. So of course I'm bringing you along with me. Of course I'm going to make you a podcast. Remember the quote from Winnie the Pooh. You're wondering whether I'll go on vacation and forget all about you. Silly little bunny, you are this vacation, and I will never leave you. So, let's wrap it up. I hope this episode was passable. It's probably not my best, but I'm having a lot of fun exploring this city that is all about you, and it represents the point in the garden's growth where I can survive and subsist on just your love. And I'm very, very excited to be figuring out new ways that you can support me beyond just the little bunnies in the locked section of the garden, aka Patreon. I guess we should do a little bit more announcements, but the other way, if you can't subscribe to the Patreon, which is 18 and up, you can help grow this podcast, Little Bunny, because that's when I get big enough, I can get a sponsor, and those pay quite well. So help me grow. You can leave comments on TikTok that are positive and mention that you love the podcast. I see so many of those already, and that's really, really wonderful. And go ahead and upvote other little bunnies who talk about the podcast too. We're scheming, little bunny. We're schemers. You don't need to bother with the TikToks that go wide, so to speak, that go to plenty of people who don't want to be little bunnies when the TikTok is trying to find out who likes these videos. Just let those comments be toxic. They actually help out the garden a lot because it gives us a ton of, what's it called? Like interaction, whatever it's called. Anyway, we always grow whenever there's toxic comments. So you can just wait for that to pass. And then when there's a new video, go be really, really positive in the comments. What else? Oh, I want to make the podcast better, not just this episode, but if there are things that you think should change, things that could be better, especially things you think I'm not aware of, or if there's a certain episode that is just way better than the others in your opinion, I really, really want your feedback. So go ahead and email me. Be my critic. Don't worry, you won't hurt my feelings. You will only make me love you so much by telling me how I can make this better. Email Lindy@lindysgarden.com or daddy@lindysgarden.com, whichever you prefer. Next up, earlier this week, the little bunnies in the Discord, which is part of the Patreon, aka locked section of the garden, you can find that on patreon.com/lindysgarden. We had a live event where I went shopping, clothes shopping, and we totally decided what the future of the Lindy look is going to be for the TikToks and Instagram. So there's another live event coming up on August 23rd where I'll be improvising a bedtime story live on Discord. It's a ton of fun, and then anything that comes up in the story, like locations and things like that, we end up building together in the Lindy's Garden Minecraft server. It is epic. Okay, so yeah, follow the link in Instagram to find the Patreon, or Google Lindy's Garden Patreon. If you search in Patreon, it won't come up because it is an 18 and up place, I guess. Okay, it's got spicy stuff, it's got less spicy stuff. It's hard to describe exactly what it is, but it is wonderful. Okay, I think that's it. So I think I'm going to slow us back down, and I'll read for you the very short poem I wrote for you today. How big is a bunny? A daddy's little bunny, the size of a locket I can put in my pocket. And everywhere I go, my bunny is below, cheering me on while I make our garden grow. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, little bunny. I'm loving having you here with me on this vacation. I'm loving that you are this vacation. You are very, very loved. So any cynical voices in your head that are still floating around, you can let those wash away, okay? What more proof is there than this podcast this week, okay? I love you. I love you. I love you. See you later.